Hey everyone, this is Karla with Discover Your Center, and this is day 4 of Dancing with Nature. This is just simply a practice. I'm doing an intentional practice this week to explore how our outer ecosystem and inner ecosystem are connected, and they do this own little dance on their own, especially when we go through the seasonal changes. So I've been sharing some of the things that I am choosing now, or things that have created a lot for me over the past years, because I used to be this blubbering mess with allergies every time the season changed, and I'm just really grateful to wake up and breathe deeply, clearly, and feel like my mind is not totally boggy and my body not aching. So I'm grateful. And these are tips and tools I share a lot in my own coaching and facilitation practice, a lot of times with my yoga students and Ayurvedic health coaching classes. Today, I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to go into depth about the sense organs, but our sense organs can sort of sense a little bit of an overload when we go through seasonal changes. And right now, what I'm noticing in our climate, and I know just from talking with friends in the north, it's even more, is it's becoming those elements of air and ether are dancing. They're bringing in dry, cool, crisp, right? And what that can often do is create congestion or dryness in the nasal membranes. And so there's a beautiful practice from the ancient healing science of Ayurveda. And I'm going to say, I think I've said this in just about every video, but I do want you to always consider, like, what is nothing should ever feel heavy to you when you read something or something's recommended or someone shares something. What if what is like for you is true for you? And the heavy, it's not really belonging to you, or it's somebody else's, and then it becomes this thing that you should do, or that you feel like you're not enough or not doing enough. I want you to honor all that you're doing, but if you get the sense that you could feel a little bit lighter, a little bit clearer, maybe sleep better, have more ease through the seasonal transitions, and some of these things light you up, go out and try them and just get curious. And sometimes trying one thing opens up a whole nother world to other things that you can try. Today, I want to talk about oil. What I call lubing up the nostrils. And my kids do this, and we've been doing this a little bit for a couple weeks now as we started to feel the dryness come in. And there's two different oils that I use, and I'm just going to I use this so many ways, and the one way I'm going to show you is how we lubricate the nostrils. I have two oils. This is an Ayurvedic oil from a beautiful company called Banyan Botanicals that I love. It's called Nasya, Nasya oil. And you can find it in some health food stores. A lot of yoga studios might carry it, and you can definitely get it online. And it has, it's infused with some herbs and Ayurvedic herbs, and it's lovely for creating clarity, for clearing and lubricating the membranes or the nostrils, right? So there are two practices with this. One, you can lie on your back, or even tip back, and drop a couple of drops in, and you literally like sniff it, snort it up, and it goes in and lubricates the nostrils. Now, if you're new to this, and that sounds like, no way am I doing that, but I'm curious about this oil, an easier way to do this is to just take a little bit and put it on your finger, all right? And I just drop it on my pinky, and my kids do that too, and they know the drill. And then you just lubricate the insides of your nostrils, right? And if there's any extra tissue, you can take that off. So some people might put it on their finger and sniff it up. Some people might tip their head back, or you can just lubricate inside. Now, I do that with Nasya for me. For my kids, I use a different oil. This is sesame, an organic cold-pressed sesame oil that has a couple drops of Thieves essential oil from Young Living. I use a lot of Young Living products. They've created so much for me and my family, and just boosting all the systems of the body. And I have so much gratitude. So in a lot of my Ayurvedic practices that use oil, if I'm reaching for an essential oil, this is what I do. Thieves comes out in the fall because it has, we've talked about the fall might be bringing these qualities of cool, mobile, crisp, and what we can do is meet that with sort of the opposite. So if we're thinking about foods, I talked about in day 1 or 2 how you can really look at the warming spices or warming foods. Well, Thieves has a lot of oils in it that are heating and warming, like cloves and cinnamon. And so those are hotter oils too. So you just need a tiny bit diluted in a bottle like this. Same thing, little drop, lubricate the nostrils. So the oil is acting like a barrier to a lot of the germs that we, are exposed to in the world as we go out into the world. And also it's lubricating, like it's really moisturizing. If you do a neti pot, okay, which I'm not going to go into here, I do that in a lot of my workshops, and my kids rock this. My youngest daughter, when she was 5, did a video, and she just can rock this habit so easily. But if you get the sense that creates more for you, or you've done that before, you can follow it with oil, because also the neti pot is so beautiful for cleansing, but then often people will say, I just feel like everything's dried up. So you can lubricate the nostrils, okay? Lubricate. Some people have an issue with that word, but that's what we use in our family. And it's just moisturizing. So if you think about, the kind of work that you do with your car, and if you practice Abhyanga, putting oil on your body, then the nostrils as well, and all of the senses of the body can use extra care in the seasonal change. So, if that sounds fun and light to you, or you're experiencing any of those fall symptoms as the drier elements come in, give it a try. See what happens. When I've recommended this, most people come back to me and say, that was so awesome. And they continue to use it, and it evolves, and it comes out in the spring, or you may, if you live in a really cold, dry winter climate, maybe all winter. I usually do this in the morning, all right, and I do it before I eat. My kids, like, if we've forgotten, they do it as they're on their way out the door, and maybe I'll do it again at night. So, Nasya oil, and you can make your own Nasya too, if you do use a lot of essential oils at home. And then this is Thieves, just a couple drops in sesame oil. And those are 2 things that I use to really help balance the energies of nature, what's going on in the outer ecosystem, what's going on in my inner ecosystem, so that I can boost my systems to just be ready for all these elements that are coming in. I found that over the years, my whole family were just sick less and less, and I'm really grateful for that. So may any of this be a contribution to you. If you have questions, please list them below. And again, this is part of a 5-day series, Dancing with Nature. It's in my YouTube channel, which you may be seeing it there, and it's also on my Facebook page, Discover Your Center with Karla. I'm so grateful to just share these, and anyone who watches them, go out into the world and experience more ease and joy through the seasonal transitions. Thanks.